No, there is no ongoing coup taking place in Côte d'Ivoire. That rumor is false, but there is something big happening. You see, four popular candidates are being barred for running in this year's elections. First, the former president Laurent Gbagbo. Then, Mr. Blé Goudé, the former minister of youth under Gbagbo's presidency. Then comes former Prime Minister Guillaume Soro, and all three men were key actors in the 2010-2011 post-election crisis. However, only the first two spent nearly a decade in the caring hands of the ICC before being acquitted in 2019 of all charges related to crimes against humanity allegedly committed during that crisis. And lastly, the former CEO of Swiss bank Credit Suisse, the businessman Tidjane Thiam. Now, to make matters worse for him, the result of a recent independent poll placed him ahead of all the other candidates, immediately sending the current president to the back pages of history. And African leaders don't like that. You see, in my village, they say mosquitoes do not like games where people clap too much. So we can only assume that this result has unsettled the Ouattara's administration. And let's not forget that President Ouattara changed the country's constitution to be able to run for a third term, and he won. And now there are even rumors that he might run again in these elections. But of course, since he's close to the French elite, the self-imposed judges of democracy, this change of the constitution wasn't considered undemocratic. However, if this had happened in a country allergic to French influence in its political affairs, we'd be bombarded with headlines about democracy being severely sabotaged. But I believe one of the reasons for turning a blind eye to such a violation is very, very simple. You see, Côte d'Ivoire is one of the last key strategic countries in West Africa France cannot afford to lose. Now, to conclude, there is no coup currently taking place in Côte d'Ivoire, otherwise I would know. However, as we all know or should know, an election that excludes some people is an election that divides, and a divided election is a direct threat to peace.
We, ni nini?